Welcome to Lexa. I am Nicole Georgogianni and today I will guide you through this Lexa about copyright licenses known as Creative Commons licenses, which are free of charge to the public. The web is full of creative and practical resources that you can use to create your own project, video or ebook. Images, fonts, music are perfect examples. Finding stock objects and existing implementation is often quicker, cheaper and more practical than producing your own material. Whether free or not, these resources normally come with a license to ensure fair use. In this Lexa, we will cover the basic principles that govern copyright. We will explore common licenses in the industry, like Creative Commons, and will guide you on how you can find materials with Creative Commons licenses so as to create your own Lexa with those materials. What is copyright? Did you know that whenever you write a poem or story, a drawing or other artwork, you automatically own the copyright to it? Copyright is a form of protection given to the authors or creators of original works of authorship, including literacy, drama, musical, artistic and other intellectual works. Copyright protection is a bundle of rights automatically applied to any creative work when it is created and are owned exclusively by the copyright owner of the material. These rights can prevent others from copying, communicating, adapting, performing or publishing their work without permission. Between copyright, with all rights reserved, and public domain, with no rights, is the middle ground of Creative Commons, which reserves some rights. Users can feel confident in their ability to legally use their work, and they do not need to seek permission from the creator who has already given it. There is no system of registration for copyright protection. Copyright protection does not depend on publication or any other procedure. The protection is free and automatic. We do, however, recommend that you use the copyright notice on all copies of published works. This reminds people using the work that it is protected by copyright and identifies you as the person claiming the rights. If you decide that you want to share your work without losing or compromising any of your rights, you have the ability to license the work to be shared through Creative Commons. Creative Commons is a non-profit organization that created a set of simple, easy-to-understand copyright licenses. Creative Commons does not replace or act as an alternative to copyright. It only allows creators to modify their copyright terms to suit their needs. There are 6 Creative Commons licenses. Each contains a different combination of 4 license elements. Each element has an icon and abbreviation for easy identification. These are legally enforceable licenses that allow creators to mark a work with permission to make a variety of uses, with the aim of expanding the range of things available for others to share, quote, adapt and build upon. So Creative Commons licenses do 2 things. First of all, they allow creators to share their work easily, and they allow everyone to find the work that is free to use without permission. As long as you obey the terms of the license attached to the work, you can use Creative Commons licensed material without fear of accidentally infringing someone's copyright. We encourage the use of Creative Commons licenses because they effectively help communicate information about copyright holders' intentions and thus help everyone know with clarity what may be used and how, and what requires permission. They help authors and creators manage their copyrights and share their creative work without losing control over it. As mentioned before, there are four main areas that a work can be registered under a Creative Commons license. The first one is attribution. Under this license element, the author must be acknowledged on all copies and adaptations of the work, including a link to the original version of the work. The non-commercial option is the second one. Licensees in this case may copy, distribute, display, and perform the work and make derivative works based on it only for non-commercial purposes. The third option is for non-derivative works. In this case, the work can only be distributed in its original form. No adaptations or translations can be made. The last licensed element is share alike. In this case, licensees may distribute derivative works only under a license identical to the license that governs the original work. There are 6 main licenses to choose from. Each contains a different combination of the 4 license elements we mentioned before. The licenses vary in the amount of freedom users have with respect to a work. They can be applied to any work that is covered by copyright law, including books, articles, movies, music, and artwork. However, please note that Creative Commons licenses are not to be used with computer software. The 6 core Creative Commons licenses vary in openness and restrictiveness. In order of increasing restrictiveness, they can be distinguished as follows. This icon designates the license attribution alone. This license lets others distribute, remix, tweak and build upon your work, even commercially, as long as they credit you for the original creation. This is the most accommodating of licenses offered. The next license is attribution share alike. This license lets others remix, tweak and build upon your work even for commercial purposes, as long as they credit you and license their new creations under the identical terms. All new works based on yours will carry the same license, so any derivatives will also allow commercial use. The license attribution non-commercial lets others remix and build upon your work non-commercially, and although their new works must also acknowledge you and be non-commercial, they don't have to license their derivative works on the same terms. The license attribution non-derivatives allows for redistribution, commercial and non-commercial, as long as it is passed along unchanged and in whole with credit to you. The license attribution non-commercial share alike lets others remix, tweak and build upon your work non-commercially, as long as they credit you and license their new creations under the identical terms. The license attribution non-commercial not derivatives is the most restrictive of the 6 main licenses, only allowing others to download your works and share them with others as long as they credit you. but they can't change them in any way or use them commercially. Now that you have acquired knowledge of the Creative Commons licenses, it is simply to apply the license to your work. The license options are the same for all media, but the way to express the license will vary by media and format. How to use Creative Commons license? The following tips sets out some basic points to consider before applying a Creative Commons license to your work. Creative Commons licenses apply to works that are protected by copyright, such as books, scripts, lesson plans, blogs, or any other form of writings, photos, videos, audio works, and others. So the first thing to do is to make sure that you have the rights. Before applying a Creative Commons license to a work, you need to ensure that you have the authority to do so. If you are the creator of the work, then you can license the work as you wish. Otherwise, you need to confirm that the person who owns the copyright in the work is happy to have the work available under a Creative Commons license. Then decide how you want to share your work and whether you would allow your work to be modified. Be specific about what you are licensing and consider to choose the license that best suits your purposes. Decide how you would like to be attributed. All current Creative Commons licenses require that the person who uses your work acknowledges you in some way. You can specify exactly how you would like to be attributed. Which name should they use? Your username, your first name, your full name. Finally, label the work with the correct designation at the bottom of the first page, on the title page, or on the signature page. To help choose the most appropriate license, the Creative Commons website provides a license generator which asks simple questions in order to enable you to determine the right license for you. Whether works are in digital format or they are distributed on a physical medium, the most intuitive solution is to put an appropriate notice about copyright in the work in order to specify the three essential pieces of information: the name of the rights holder, the year of publication of work, and the type of license applied to the work. Please have a look at the following example. If you use the license chooser from Creative Commons, it provides you with the HTML code to put into your web page, usually within a template or other central location. In this case, the license will apply to the writings on the web page, such as blog entries. In case of a video, it is recommended to put a roughly 2-second bumper at the beginning or at the end of the video with the license information. The added benefit of using the Creative Commons badges is that they help provide users with quick visual recognition that transcend language differences. If you are posting this video online, it is also recommended to put the license information around the video. In case of an audio file, this is something that would aesthetically allow a 3-second statement of the license at the end, such as a podcast. If the file would be harmed from such an addition, then make sure to include the license information in any description of when you post the file online. Here are just 4 examples of popular sites holding or pointing to great collections of Creative Commons licensed material. The Creative Commons search tool allows you to find images, video, audio, and other media content to put in your blogs, in your ebooks, in the content that you may want to share with your peers. You can filter for Creative Commons licensed content in an advanced Google search. You could also check Flickr, the popular photo sharing community. Another example is the website Jamendo, which is an open community of music authors. It bills itself as the world's largest digital service for free music. By following this lecture, you should now be able to understand why Creative Commons was created, discuss the different types of licenses which are available, attribute a work, license a work, search and find Creative Commons licensed material.